guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I am going to be doing my December wrap-up. So first of all, I just wanted to say Happy New Year. When I'm filming this, it's New Year's Eve. So I'm doing my wrap-up a little bit early just because I know I'm not going to finish the book I'm currently in the middle of, so we're just going to kind of get into this. So December was like a good reading month for me because for some reason I was getting out of a reading slump. So I read a total of like 4 or 5 books. And like one of them was kind of a cheat book because it was a manga, but I'll get to it. But I'm just going to get into it because I'm actually really happy that I finished these books because like I read some really good stories this month and I really enjoyed them. So we're going to just get into it. So the first book that I finished in December was a book that I was actually in the middle of last month. And it was kind of slow reading for me, but then once December kicked in, it kind of like went really fast. But I ended up finishing Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Now, as you guys know, I DNF'd her previous series, A Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I didn't know if I was going to like her writing style even in this one. And the writing style is still kind of boring-ish, just because it was the way it was being told, but I really did enjoy the story and the plotline, and I really am looking forward to reading A Muse of Nightmares, which is the sequel to this book. But I'm probably not going to read it anytime soon just because I have so many books to read in the new year, so I'm just probably going to see how I feel when I'm in the new year. The next book that I finished, I wasn't anticipating finishing it this month because it was humongous, and I didn't expect to like even pick it up because, you know, I've heard some things from people that I'm friends with, and they didn't really like this book, but I was going to give it a shot because I'm trying this new thing where I don't listen to people's opinions of books and I just read the books that I want, which I've stated on Twitter and I've stated in real life, but I haven't stated on here. So that's what is happening. But I ended up reading Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This is the first book in the I guess it's the Children of Blood and Bone series, unless I'm proven otherwise. This follows 2 siblings. Well, it follows a total of 4 people, but the 4th person doesn't really come in until halfway through the book. But it follows 2 siblings and a princess, and they have to try and restore magic to the Magi, I think that's what they're called, because our main character has like some sort of magic, and you know, there's this world where the king basically wiped out magic, doesn't want anyone to have magic because he thinks it's dangerous, and you find out kind of like the reasoning behind that, but like it's not very good reasoning if you ask me. I really enjoyed this book. I wasn't expecting to, just because, as I said, like a lot of people that I know read it and they didn't really like it, but I really enjoyed this story, and I think I read it like right on time too, because the second book in the series just came out like this month, or like it is coming out. I don't remember. People are saying that it's out already and whatever. But I gave this 5 stars. It was so amazing, and I really wasn't expecting the way that it took and or what was happening in this book, because there's so much. Because like, look at the size of this guy. But I can't wait to read Children of Vice and Virtue. Or maybe that's not maybe that's a Panic at the Disco album, I don't really know. But I can't wait to read the second book and see what happens to our characters and what happens next. The 4th book that I read is actually like, I guess an anthology, I guess you would be able to call it. It's like an anthology of different mythologies. Wow, anthology, mythology, I rhymed, it's fine. It's by a beloved author on BookTube, and he has done so many things. One of his books actually became a TV show within the past year, and everybody loves that show, and I haven't watched it. But I've had this version by this author for a little bit, and I wanted to pick it up because I was like feeling like, you know, mythology and, you know, whatever. So I picked up Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, and this is basically a collection of stories about the Norse gods and like who they are and, you know, whatever. If you guys remember, back 2 years ago, I want to say, I ended up listening to like half the audiobook, and then it went back to the library because it was overdue, and then I never picked it up again. So I reread like half the half of this book because I had listened to it before. The audiobook is narrated by Neil Gaiman, so I definitely recommend you check that out because he is an amazing narrator, especially to his own stories, and he's just so awesome. The reason why I kind of picked it up as well is because Neil Gaiman is the voice of God in Lucifer, and I love that show so much. So I wanted to pick something up that had Neil Gaiman vibes, and this is it. I actually really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It was just kind of like, it was telling me a story rather than like me being immersed in the stories. But I loved it regardless because I got to know about more Norse mythology. And the last book that I finished was a manga, as I said previously, and I am continuing my way through this manga even though I've watched the anime already. And I love this anime so much, this manga series so much. I really do love them. This is the first anime and manga that I ever watched, and yeah, but I actually continued on with Shugo Chara to the 6th volume. This one is called Betrayal, I think, and this follows the events of the last one, as I've said, and it's kind of what happens. This is like, I guess, the midway finale of the anime, I want to say. I don't really remember, but I love my Shugo Chara children. As we've said, you know, it's great. Like, the art style is adorable. I don't want to show that. That's a little revealing. I mean, like, it's not revealing. It was just hard to tub, but, you know, children might watch this. So, like, see, like, I don't know if you guys can see. My phone's gonna fall. But, like, I love Shugo Chara so much. It means so much to me, and I love just being able to continue on with the series. So that was it for all the books that I ended up finishing in December. I did start another one, but it was just slow moving because, like, all I wanted to do was either watch YouTube or watch Netflix or watch Disney Plus. So it was kind of a rough time trying to read this book, and I'm like halfway through this book, so it's not like anything like bad. It's just I've been in a different mindset now. But that is Scythe by Neal Shusterman. I can't speak. I'm enjoying it so far, I guess. I'm like halfway through, or almost halfway through. It's just, I feel like it's really dry. I'm like, I don't want to DNF it, but like, I'm really interested to see where this goes because I just hit like a really, really big turning point, I guess. If you guys read the series, you know, but I don't know. But I do have a whole bunch of other books that I'm aiming to read in the new year. I got a whole bunch for Christmas. That will be a separate video in itself. I also have two huge piles of paperbacks and hardcovers that I haven't read, which I will read eventually if I'm ever in the mood for them. Part of me just wants to read all the books that I got for Christmas. Anyway, I'm reading this. I'm kind of enjoying it so far. It's just kind of dry, except for like the big things that were happening right before I stopped reading today. But eventually I'll get to it. I will have to see if I enjoy this book like everybody else does on BookTube, or the series, because I know that the trilogy just ended this year, so, you know, maybe I'll catch myself up, but we'll have to see. Who knows? But I want, in terms of reading, I want 2020 to be a year where I read the books that I want to and not read because of hype or anything, and also just read what I want, essentially. Like, the books that I got for Christmas, those are the books that I really do want to read. And I'll make a separate video because there's a little bit too many books in here. That was my December wrap up and what I'm reading right now before the new year. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Happy New Year if I don't see you guys in a new video. My name is Olivia, you're on Bookish Birkinside channel, and I hope to see you soon in another video.